The Bible does say, there are times when it says that. There's a verse in the Bible that I've always loved. It says, the eyes of the Lord are on those who suffer. I think it's somewhere in Psalms. That there's some kind of strange, and I don't quite understand, it's quite mysterious, because God is always with us. But my actual experience has been that when I'm in a deep experience of suffering, and not every time, sometimes I've actually just felt really alone, but there have been particular times when I've felt it's so acute, and actually what I've sensed is almost God's presence more strongly. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that. And there's a sense that I've felt that the eyes of the Lord are on me. And the Bible does promise that he won't give us more than we can bear, but I think that verse needs to be really carefully understood because it can be really confusing. I mean, when I was younger, I spent my life telling God all the things I wouldn't be able to bear just to make sure he knew. And God doesn't alleviate certain suffering. The Bible promises us that he knows us, and this is very hard. But I think the deeper I go with God and in my life, and the more pain I've actually gone through in suffering, what I have found is that he really is there for me, even in dark, long, dark times, the dark night of the soul. But he really is there with us. And sometimes he takes it away and sometimes he doesn't. There's that verse as well, he gives and takes away. We don't understand, and that's where Job is asking those questions. And I think that it's a very profound question you've asked. And I guess I would just say that I think that what God is asking us to do is to step into a trust relationship with him where we actually trust that if this is happening, somehow he is allowing it. Not that he's doing it, but that he is allowing it. And that can be excruciating. But I think to remember some of these things, and I would actually ask you to try and take a photograph of this if you haven't, just to reflect on these things, that God never sends the suffering. And I think we are very entitled to ask God to take it away from us. Jesus did that. He said, if this cup can pass from me, please let it. I think that is a normal and healthy thing to do. But then to trust ourselves to God, what looked like the worst moment, absolute shame, absolute loss when Jesus died on the cross, was in fact actually where God was doing the most amazing work of glory, according to the Bible. And to somehow hold on to that and say, God, you didn't want this. God didn't want Jesus to die on the cross. His overarching will, yes, was that he did, given the circumstances, but that was the best thing. But that's what God wasn't happy about it. When we're suffering, God isn't happy about it. But if he's allowing it, we can say, okay, I can trust you, this last one. You can make something beautiful out of this. And the promise of heaven is profound. Because he says he will, and I don't know how this is going to work, but he will restore everything that has been taken from us. Maybe I'll just leave us with that thought because we need to go. But if something has been taken from you and you feel like you're suffering because of it, please just meditate, even tonight on your bed, on the promise that somehow God promises he's going to restore it to you, restore something to you even more.